Hello everyone and welcome back to another deck profile here on the channel. Today I have Gaiomon. It's going to look very similar to our Black War Greymon build, but there's a few key differences that I feel matter a lot and we'll get into them. So, into the deck profile we shall begin. For starters, we're still running the same egg as the Black War. We're running our BT21 Coromons. If we delete an opponent's Digimon during their turn, we get to draw a card with this. It is, because we are still going black based, and it's probably one of the best Coromon black eggs we have access to for draw power. It really helps out. We don't really get to use it as much with the way I've kind of designed the deck, compared to Black War, where Black War was a very slow process of killing the opponent, where Gaiomon's kind of got a bit of an OTK idea to it as well as the control, so we've got the potential to do both, so it may not come up as much. On to our rookies. I'm running 4 of the ST15 Agumons. This is the main rookie we want to see. We bump it up compared to Black War, because we want that inheritable of an attack target switch gain of memory, as we are really trying to go for the turnstile with this deck compared to Black War. The style main has gain of memory if your opponent has a Digimon. Like I said in the Black War profile, it's very similar to a lot of the Liberator rookies that are coming out these days, where you just reduce the Digivolution cost. So, yes, there's a little bit of a prerequisite to this one, but if we gain the memory and then spend 2 to Digivolve, it's no different than not gaining any memory and spending 1 to Digivolve. So it's still kind of going for that premise. Next, I'm running 3 BT12 Agumons. I'm not running this as a 4 of. I was debating this as a 4, but I decided to bump it down for the next card. Finding a tie is not all that important in this deck, I feel. So it's just finding the Greymon pieces, and the inheritable does come up pretty nicely. Sometimes we can use the cost of 1 instead of paying the alternative Digivolution cost. But overall, it's a very nice searcher for the deck. Go alongside it, the final rookie we're playing for a 3 BT8 Agumons. I was originally thinking about putting the BT12 Agumon up to a 4 of, and this is a 2 of, just purely for the inheritable. But then I was really thinking about, like, well, how am I wanting this deck to work? What are the pieces I'm wanting to find? And honestly, finding 2 of our Greymon pieces compared to finding a Greymon piece in a tie, I found was a lot more useful. I would have probably run this at 4 and BT12 at 2 if this had an inheritable of some kind, but because it doesn't, it makes the BT12 that little bit more valuable in case we have to go into it in the back. So we are running as a 3-3. Hopefully we'll get a new Agumon when we get new Black War support that will be just as good, as well as having good inheritable.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, that way you never miss a thing.
On to our level 4s. I'm playing 4 of the ST15 Greymon. Again, the main reason is for the inheritable of +1 memory when attack target switch. We're trying to steal turn, so we need 2 memory gains in the line. It was nice to have in Black War, but in Gaiomon I feel like it is a bit more necessary to have. The security effect is very nice as well, because we can maybe pop out some ST15 Agumons to get some more memory to do stuff with on the turn. Not only that, we can maybe pop out a tie as well. We don't run as many in this build, but still, it can come up alongside the idea of maybe needing to play out a Searcher Agumon instead to get pieces. So security effect is nice. It's a nice piece to Digimon on the back with, and we want that inheritable gain of memory. Next, I'm running 4 BT12 Greymons. This is purely for the inheritable, as any other Greymon that is black, I feel, is not good in this slot. The +1000 all turns is very nice. I'm not even use this to play a tie, because we don't even run that many ties. We're actually running more of this Greymon that can play a tie than we are of ties in the deck. But options are very limited when it comes to trying to find black Greymons that have an all-round use. Now, yes, there's the option of the BT21 Greymon, but the Gaiomon we're running is the new promo one, which already forces our opponent to make an attack, so I don't really feel the need to play it. Its inheritable is Reboot. Again, the Gaiomon already has Reboot. And the old BT8 Greymon has got Blocker if there's a red on the field. The Gaiomon's already got Blocker. So, like, all the options that people you could run. There's no need to. The only other card I have thought about to put in this spot, I can't remember the set number, but I'm pretty sure it's like the inheritable of if the Digimon has a reboot, it gets jamming. It's a Gaiomon. That's the only other card I've thought about putting in the slot. I'm sure there'll be a picture on screen like above me of the Gaiomon I'm talking about when I find it. But that's the only other Gaiomon I could think of, and other than that, I was like plus 1,000. It's the only other useful thing. To round ourselves off, the one of Gaiomon x-antibody from BT11. Again, this card needs to come off the list. This would be immediate 4 of, and I'd be finding in probably the BT12 as a 1 of. Just for the reduced Digivolution cost, I may probably even play as a 3 or a 2 of. Maybe not a 4 of automatically with how decks are being built these days. But yeah, it's honestly mostly there for the reduced Digivolution cost. If we can get it there for its protection, is nice, but not needed. On to our level 5s, I'm running 4 of the ST15 Metal Gaiomons. This is purely because we're going a little bit aggression, because it's got the +1 security inheritable. We're kind of trying to build one line and be done. Blocker in my head doesn't ever really come up. Now, what I will say is, once we get EX9, you can replace this immediately with the Metal Gaiomon from that set, because it's got the +1 security inheritable, still Digivolves for free, and it being 2 colours. So you can combine it with the Gaiomon x-antibody to get even cheaper. But not only that, it has deletion potential, so you can maybe get rid of some threats on the board compared to this one. And to even go more so, depending on how the meta is looking, the next card in the list we might not need for ace plays and stuff. So when we get to BT22, you could even maybe use the Rise Gaiomon, because it's got +1 security inheritable, but it'll also let you play out a Tamer. And then we can just go straight to our level 6 from there. Depending on how the meta is looking, depends on which of the two you maybe want to use of Metal Gaiomon and Rise. Because we do have 3 of the BT11 Metal Gaiomon X. So again, if we're feeling the meta is maybe a bit more in the idea of there's a lot of D-Digivolve aces or DP reductions, so if like black or yellow is like prominent in the meta, you could play the as EX9 Metal Grey and have this to go over. That way you can do like protect yourself from counterplay. If you don't feel like it's that relevant, you could probably go on the Rise Gaiomon, maybe still run this just as an alternative thing to Digivolve into, but you will need to try and find X-antibody. You could maybe run a mixture of EX9 and Rise. But yeah, for the purpose of this though, I do like the metal, and I'd probably be running the EX as EX9 Metal Greys when they come out over the ST15 ones, just so I can still compare with this and build up one line, as the inheritable does come up for the idea of the OTK. On to our level 6s. Running 3 EX4 Gaiomons. This is part, so it helps us do the OTK play, as well as multiple line playing. So some people may not be aware of this. So this Digimon's always treated as having Gaiomon in its name, so we can continuously search it, which is very nice. When Digivolving, delete one of our opponent's Digimon's got a play cost 13 or higher. If we don't delete with this effect, we'll trash their top security card. Then at end of turn, if we have a Tamer in play, it does not care about the colour of the Tamer, play cost of the Tamer, name it, just we need a Tamer. This Digimon may Digivolve into a Gaiomon from hand with a play cost 13 or higher, ignoring requirements, and you don't pay any costs. So it's a nice way to get cheaper. We obviously use that Gaiomon to Digivolve into the promo Gaiomon. So this guy, I feel, is really insane, really helps with the idea of the OTK of the deck. So it's got Reboot Blocker, play cost 13, 5 to Digivolve into, 13,000 DP. When Digivolving, one of our opponent's Digimon gets start of main, they have to attack. So we're forcing them to attack straight away. And then immediately afterwards, this Digimon may attack. So we're going to make one of their Digimon attack, but then we're also going to commit to attack as well. All turns, once per turn, when an attack target is changed, our opponent trashes the top of their security. Overall, a very nice card. It really enables the idea for OTK. On to our Tamers, because we're not running any level 7s. We're running 3 of the BT12 ties. Honestly, we're not even playing this for the blocker. The plus 1,000 is nice, but we're playing this mostly if we Digivolve, we can tap, gain a memory, try and speed up the plays a little bit, but not overall needed. There's probably better things you could run here than this tie, but from off immediately off my head, this is what I found was the best option. Just trying to find things that kind of give us similar effects to what a lot of the meta can use right now. We're then running 3 BT9 Cool Boys. It's a way of searching pieces. So the Gaiomons are x-antibodies, so our entire level 6 line's x-antibody. We've got the Metal Grey X, that's an x-antibody. And we have the one of Greymon X, that's an x-antibody. And then we do have some option cards that we can find with this as well. But it really is more of a search piece for those level 6s that really help out as well. As well as if we do the Gaiomon into Gaiomon, we can tap this to gain more memory to bring our opponent down even lower. And our final tamer is we're playing a one of Yuya for a memory setter. So we're playing this as a memory setter. If we digivolve to a Greymon, we can tap to give that Greymon plus 2000 DP until at the end of our opponent's turn, which could make it slightly beefier, help with blocking and things like that, or maybe even getting over like security and stuff. But if we digivolve into a Digimon of the same level, when we tap, then we can make that Digimon unaffected by our opponent's option cards until the end of the turn. So it's just very nice for when we're going to the idea of like, right, we're going to go into Gaiomon, swing at security, tap the Yuya, unaffected by option cards. So security bombs can't hit us now. They can't get rid of the line as we're an option card. It's very nice, just overall protection. So overall, this is protecting us from option cards. Then we have the Metal Greymon x-antibodies protecting us from D-Digivolution and DP reduction. So at that point, it's a straight up battle, which we're going to be trying to be very big. This is giving us plus 2000. We've got Inheritables to give plus 5. We've got Ties. So at that point, we're going to be pretty beefy. So at that point, the only way they're going to really get rid of us is a straight up deletion effect, which is where the the Greymon x-antibody can maybe come in. As we go into our option cards to talk about it, we are running 2 protoforms. These are the only x-antibodies running in the deck. So again, you do run that dilemma of choosing, do I want the protoform or do I want the Greymon X if you've got both in the same line. For the sake of this deck, you would probably rather use the Greymon X to bottom deck this to not be protected, because then that gives you protection from everything. Like, they can't touch option cards, they can't de-digivolve, they can't DP reduce, and now they can't even delete you. They're going to delete you twice. They can't be bigger than you. Well, they can't be bigger than you, but initially they're not going to be. So this really helps. It also gives us a play where if we feel, okay, even if we were to prevent this deletion, what does it really? It doesn't achieve much. It doesn't really progress much. I'm just going to put this to the top of security, grab back the Greymon X maybe, or something else from the lines, and then still get my plays going and probably still get the win. It also, the main reason is reduce the Digivolution cost. So we can either go into the Greymon X for 0 with this, or we can go into the EX4 Gaiomon for 2, which then means we're then going into the Gaiomon, the promo Gaiomon for 0 at that point afterwards, because if we're not deleting at the end of turn, we'll digivolve into it. At that point, we can tap Cool Boys if they're on the field to get even more. To really get that, if the opponent doesn't have a memory setter, we want to get them as close to 1 as possible. So when they do that attack that we're forcing them into and we switch it, we'll gain 2 memory. And if they're at 1, we've just stolen the turn away from them. They can't do anything. They've not had a chance to counterplay. And if we've done the entire line correctly, then at that point, we're swinging for game. On to our next set of option card stuff. We're playing 3 black memory boosts. Again, as I've said, I'm preferring the idea of memory boosts over trainings these days. Yes, it costs 1 more, but I get to search even deeper into the deck, especially decks like this that I feel like that need it, searching that deeper. And I can also, I can still pop the boost for memory, whereas, if I pop a training to reduce that Digivolution cost by 2, I get the 2 memory that I would have spent anyway, and I can spend that on other things like maybe a Cool Boy for extra stuff, or playing down the Yuya if I don't have it down already. I am playing 2 trainings as well to go alongside it, to help find Tamers, option cards, stuff that isn't Digimon. So, just to really help find with that. So we are still playing the 2 trainings. Then I'm playing 2 black scrambles, purely because help reduce Digivolution cost, for starters, so we can go into the EX4 Gaiomon for the cost of 2 with this still. And then on top of that, We can put stuff to the top of our deck as if it's been hitting security, play out like a ST15 Gaiomon, get memory back, play that last bit of searcher we need or something. Various uses for it. And the final card in the deck, we are running a 1-of Hades Force just in case we go against a team heavy deck. It's not like Blackwall where we're trying to delete as many Tamers as possible. It's just having the ability to delete Tamers is an option, but not necessarily the goal. And also, if we feel like it's going to get in the way of certain things, we can use this to be like, right, okay, I've gone into, say, my Gaiomon, the EX4 one, and I know at end of time I'm going to devolve and swing anyway, but you've got bodies in the way. I'm going to play down Hades Force, delete anything that's in my way, be it Digimon, Tamers, or stuff I know it's going to interact with me, and then I'm going to choose not to swing, because now at this point, I'm going to Digivolve into the promo Gaiomon and get a swing off that way anyway. So just really quickly, I wanted to show off the idea of what would be like the kind of preferable board state to get the OTK going. This is the stack you're kind of going for, and you want preferably a Yu-Gi-Oh on field, and this protects you from everything. So immediately when we Digivolve into the EX4 as Gaiomon, we're trashing 1 security, so that's them down to 4. We get to end of turn, we then Digivolve to the new Gaiomon, which then lets us swing for 2 checks because the +1 inheritable, so that's them down to that's them down to 2 security left. Then it comes to their turn. We're going to reboot, trashing it with Metal Grey. They're down to 1. They're going to swing because we forced them. We're going to block, and that's them down to 0. And hopefully we've gained the memory back from the Orgrimmon and Greymon to keep it our turn, as then we immediately unspend and swing for game. Hope you all enjoyed this deck profile of Gaiomon. Like I say, it's very similar to Blackwall, but also slightly different in its own way. I really hope that the idea of control decks, or Greymon as a whole, comes back into the meta. I'm a big Greymon fan, I do like them a lot. Blackwall was one of the first decks I played in the Digimon TCG. I eventually started to like Gaiomon, and I was playing War Greymon for a good period of time. So I would like to see them come back into the meta, but I would like to see overall like the Black War style come back, just control. I'm very much a slow control style player. And right now, aggression is the name of the game, and it's way too fast in my opinion. So control can't really stand up these days to what it used to. So control really needs something to really help bring it back. I don't know if it's a ban list, new cards, or what, but still. Hope you enjoyed the deck profile. We'll see you next week.